Hey guys, Robert here with iFlip Properties. Remember, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. That really helps me out in growing my audience, my channel, and giving this page credibility. Really appreciate it, guys. So we're gonna build off of the last video, and that was we got into a deal breakdown of all the costs that you don't think about when you're flipping a house or buying a rental property. So I want to break each one of those elements down, and on this segment I'm going to cover holding costs. This is going to be, your main things that you got to think about when you're analyzing a deal. You got to figure these into your budget, figure these into your end game results, into your overall, net profit at the end of the day, because this is all going to be part of the deal, and these things can accumulate and actually kill a deal if you hold the property too long. And this is going to be stuff, and it's stuff that's not even labeled on here, like debt service. You got to think about if you got a loan on the property, you're accumulating interest. That's every single day. You got a per diem, so every day counts. That's a holding cost, guys. And definitely have utilities. When you're flipping a property, you got to have the electricity and lights on. Obviously, when you're renting a property, you can shift those expenses to the tenants. Then you have your insurance. Insurance, you always have to make sure you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's with insurance, because there's a couple of pitfalls. Like if the house is in a flood zone, you didn't know, say it was in a split flood zone, but FEMA, whatever, requires the insurance companies to actually still put a flood insurance premium on the policy. That can be costly. It can be, as much as $2,000 per year. And that's year after year. So you got to think that's, cuts into your cash flow if you're holding a rental property. With a flip, it's not going to be that much of an impact if you're in and out really quick. And then also liability insurance, guys, for your tenants. So if you have tenants, you definitely want to have liability, because that's going to cover incidentals. You can make your tenants get renters insurance. You can put that in your lease. That's actually a lot of smart landlords do stuff like that. But yeah, so insurance, got to think about that. And utilities, like I said before, I already covered that. And the only other pitfall with utilities would be, obviously, if you're up north, you got to think about probably oil and heat if you're trying to heat a property and it's cold outside. The other things you got to think of is HOA, maybe pest control. If you're in Florida, there's a lot of bugs. You want to protect your properties from termites and roaches and ants and infestations. It's just good practice. Keeps the properties better shape, more attractive over time, over the long haul, by not letting a bunch of insects in there. You might have to pay HOA fees, like I said. That could be quarterly, could be monthly, could be annually. So you definitely want to think about HOA. And then lawn and pool. Like if you have a pool, swimming pool, you might have to pay someone to come and clean that pool a lot. If you have a big yard, maybe you don't have time to mow it yourself. You have to pay someone to keep up with the yard, and you can't or may not include that in your lease with your tenants if it's a rental. But if it's a flip and it goes on 3 months and you live in Florida, then could have to cut that grass every week, or else it's going to grow out of control to where you can't take care of it anymore. Other holding costs would be if you have a multifamily property. Let's say you have a huge multifamily. You always factor in your taxes. Big expense when you're figuring your cash flow, and always figure in if you're holding a property to account for tax increase, because year after year, and you can make that up, I guess, and justify that with rental increases, obviously, and offset that. But you're gonna have tax increases, and then if you have maintenance, grounds maintenance, security, whatever those costs may be, sanitation, if you have common areas in your multi, If you typically over 100 units, sometimes 50-unit properties, they have little laundry rooms, stuff like that. You just got to maintain those type of things. If you have a gate, what else can I think about, guys? So we covered lawn, pool, insurance, utilities, property taxes, and a couple other things. So those are your holding costs. You always got to think about those when you're evaluating a deal. Those can be deal killers, silent deal killers that you thought, you always got to account for these things when you're doing a flip, like 6 months worth, because you could get stuck on the market, get stuck with the property, and you don't want to have to come out of pocket. There's no point in doing this business. So you always want to cushion yourself enough profit to cover yourself for, $10,000 extra in holding costs if needed, on top of everything else can go wrong with the flip, unforeseens, appraisal comes in short, but it's a great market right now, and we're all banking on the appreciation, guys, and low interest rates. So I flip real estate. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in, like I said, the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe. Like I said, guys, check out the other videos. I'll keep them coming on a weekly basis, probably maybe twice a week. So to get this channel ramped up and give you guys as much education as experience as I can share over my few years of flipping houses, being a landlord, being a real estate agent, and being a wholesaler, guys. Have a great day, enjoy, and hit the like.